Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 11 of the In the Shit podcast. I'm Judson Miller.
I'm Curtis Burbage.
Man, we've had a lot of fun. Had a couple guests on. That was fun. Being Daddy was a lot of fun, and the Beast was not expecting to see my brother pop out in a singlet with his junk hanging everywhere. But I guess that's just part of it. So let's go ahead and get back into it real quick. Curtis, I think you had an idea.
Yeah. I've got some. I'm always pulling pranks on people and stuff like that. Well, my wife, she's an easy target sometimes.
No, say it ain't so.
Yeah, she's gullible sometimes, man. She's not as gullible with me anymore as she used to be. But I threatened to tell some stories, and she was like, "You better not." So here they go. One of them is...
Right, you were explicitly told not to do it, so why not?
Hey, I stay in the doghouse, so...
Well, I guess if you need to, my couch is open, but...
Thanks, bud. Yeah, it's either yours or mine, whichever one.
Either way.
But one time she had the flu, and you ever, screw with somebody with the flu? Because their defense is down, and they're a really easy target?
Man, I'll be honest, I don't feel like I ever have, but, who knows?
Well, she had the flu, and we went to CVS to get her prescription refilled, and she's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And she's running 103 fever. Probably shouldn't have missed staying in CVS, but hey. And that was a better time in life where we didn't have to worry about these masks and stuff. But
right, yeah.
She's like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I said, well, there's the bathroom. Well, it says fire exit. And she's like, Kurt, it says fire exit. And I'm like, no, it's a bathroom back there. It just says that. Don't worry about it. I've been in there several times. And she's like,
you gotta exit through the bathroom. Duh.
She's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. She hits that damn fire exit, and she set that bitch off. Like, the whole place starts ringing, lights start flashing. And everybody's like, what are you doing? She said, I thought the bathroom was there.
Oh, my God.
And like, no, it's over there where it clearly says restroom on the other side of the pharmacy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So she was pissed off at me. And she was real shitting.
No, I can't believe that she would be mad about that.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, sometimes her personality is just so mean. Anyway, so she got mad about that. Then she said, I'll never believe you again. Well.
Smart.
No, I don't know if it was a year later. We went to Burger King.
Oh, gross.
There was a silver container. It was morning time. It was a silver container on the counter. Well, it had no buttons. All it has is a spout. There's a silver. It looked like something out of space. And she's like, "Where's the coffee at?" I said, "This is it right here."
Oh God.
And it's clearly, I guess for the ketchup machine, it's magneted or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that works, but look, it has to be magneted or something to get it to come out. I'm not sure. Anyway. So she's like tapping on this with her coffee cup under the spout. And he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm trying to get coffee out of this. She's like, man, that's the ketchup machine.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, we just haven't put it over there inside the machine yet. And she's like, oh. And everybody starts laughing at her. She gets so pissed that, she's doing that in front of people.
Yeah.
But, she's like, I'm never believing you again.
We should have her on. I feel like her embarrassing story would just be y'all's wedding story.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. It's like... I'm telling you, she's got some... But you know what, though? Her life had to be born until she met me.
Right.
There's no way. You can tell she's just never had... She's never had this much fun.
Yeah, she was probably used to not having to deal with a whole bunch of bull crap. And then here you go, taking Dookies and Longhorns and everything.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, well, she was... You know that part about it? She was embarrassed by that. I should have been one embarrassed. I had a big shit stain in the back of my pants.
Yeah, it happens, man.
But anyway, so the last one, though, recent... was we were in Hobby Lobby, right? We were getting Christmas stuff or something. And I'm trying to think of something to say to her, And she's like, all right, I wonder if I can get this on discount. I said, well, do you have a Hobby Lobby Wobby card? I got to say that slow because you can't, it's a tongue twister. And she's like, what is that? I said, well, it's a discount card, I can't believe you don't have one as much as you've been here. And she's like, you're lying. I said, no, seriously, it's called a Hobby Lobby Wobby card. So... we get up to the cash register, and the lady's sitting there, and she's like, you okay, And she's like, excuse me, how do I get a Hobby Lobby Wobby card?
Oh, my God.
And the cashier's like, what? She's like, a Hobby Lobby Wobby card, how do I get one of those? She's like, well, I don't know where you're from, but almost like that might be a different state type deal. And then she looked at me so embarrassed, all upset with me. She's like, I can't believe I fell for that shit with you. The lady's
I think she'd learn.
You think she'd learn, man.
I guess that's just part of it.
But that's just how people go, man. Like you catch them at their weakest, That's like my mom when she had the flu. I bought that fake scratch off ticket.
No.
Yeah, man.
You wouldn't do such a thing.
And she thought she won, and she was instantly healed
Oh my gosh, I'm sure.
until she figured out that was a fake $50,000, and she went back to being sick again. But yeah, I love that's the thing about it, man. I keep them young. You know, their nerves might not be young, but at the end of it all, hey, I keep them on their toes.
Yeah, I can tell. You know, I feel like that's going to be. We definitely do need to bring pranks onto the show.
Yes.
You know, like I said, I mentioned the chair, the shock chair, the
Yep.
electric chair. We definitely got to do that. I got to find. I know I've got a taser sitting around here. You know, at least one way or the other, we can make it happen.
Yeah, man. That's kind of like that. You ever seen the dudes that hook like an electric shock thing up to a bicycle and leave it out and get stolen?
Dude, I love those.
And they'll go down, and the guys are going down the hill and they get their ass electrocuted, or in your case, their taint.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. And I love those, man. I love those instant karma videos because, you know, I know that for the most part, you can look at it one way and be like, well, those people are in such bad condition, they have to steal a bike.
Yep.
But on the other side of things, like, you should never be, it doesn't matter what your position in life is, thieving someone's bike should never come across your mind.
Yep.
Like, that just takes a shitty person.
Yep.
I don't care. You guys can get mad at me. Like I said, if you want to chat about it, come on the show. Email me inthisshit69@gmail.com. But I'll go ahead and tell you, I love every second of watching those guys get hurt. Especially, there was one I watched where they took a bike and they tied this really long rope to it.
Yeah.
And then so they're going down the hill and it just yanks the bike out from under them. Like, first of all, I'm sure that when you're, you know, thieving, you're not paying attention to everything, and that's why, you know, you're in this position. Maybe you should pay a little better attention to stuff like that. And next thing you know, they're getting yanked the bike out from under them, and that's just so much fun, man.
Go ahead.
There was one where the guy made a taser out of a phone.
Yes.
Have you seen that one?
Was he dressed? Was it the guy that was dressed up like a woman?
I don't remember. This one, the guy was asleep. So he
right.
set his phone next to him on the bench,
Yes.
like waiting for the bus or something. And then he would pretend to be asleep. And, dude, people would just walk right up and just try to take his phone. And he'd let him get a few steps away and then just shock the crap out of him. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, those are great. And then one guy was dressed up like a girl, and like he set his purse down. And as soon as the person would open it up, it was like one of those like dies from a bank robbery.
Oh, man, I need to watch that.
That shit was funny as hell. And then he'd come up laughing at him like, that's what you get. Because he did like he's on the phone. And he's dressed up as a female. Which, I mean, you know, like, or, you know, cross-dresser or whatever. And then he set his purse down and walk off like he's talking. People just come snatch the purse and haul ass with it. As soon as he opened up around the corner, boom, like right in their face. And he'd be all blinded and shit. It's funny, though.
I mean, that's what you get.
Yeah, that's kind of where we got our... Well, that's not... Well, actually, we came out with the shit in the purse like years before that. But we should have really recorded that back then. I mean, 'cause we could have made a killing off those videos.
Heck yeah, man. America's Funniest Home Videos.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was some of the best times ever recording that. Or just watching that.
A lot of the things I'm seeing, like on the YouTube, I feel like a lot of people are commenting about Mr. Jim.
Oh,
like,
Mr. Jim, yeah.
Tell me some more Mr. Jim stuff.
Okay, so Mr. Jim, like I said, he was in his 50s. He lived across the street from me in my old cul-de-sac. And like me, him, and my buddy Mike used to get drunk. And we'd do stupid shit. Like Christmas Eve, we went around one year screwing people's trash can lid shut.
Okay, thank you for adding that on there. I was confused.
Yeah, so like you'd go out there with a box. Like my neighbor Randy, he had his grandkids come over, and he had his arm. And I was watching him. I heard his garage door open. I was like, oh yeah, he's our first victim. Well, he comes out and he's got his arm full of boxes and wrapping paper. Like no, he didn't put it in a bag or nothing. He's just carrying this shit out freehand, right?
Yeah.
And the wind's blowing pretty good. Randy tries to lift the trash can lid with his finger and can't get it to come up. The wind catches that shit and blows all over the place. And, you know, Jim had seen it, I think. Mike never seen it. But, me and Jim were watching because he lived across the street from us. So, you know, he laughed or whatever. But everybody always blamed me and him and Mike, you know, because we were normally the ones in the cul-de-sac who did that kind of shit.
The troublemakers.
Yeah. But Jim, we would do all kinds. Like, he's the one we stole the remote.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That's funny stuff.
And we would get like a wet rag and put it on top of his satellites because it knocks if you put it on that little thing that points back, a wet rag knocks your signal out. Well, he had one in his yard and one on his roof, so we had a long pole. We would stick it up on his... if his cable didn't go out, then we would know we'd have to get that pole out and stick the wet rag on the one on the roof.
Yeah.
So we did shit like that to him. We put someone up on the roof with a big old trash can full of water. And I got a video of that, actually. Still.
Ooh, do bring that in.
And suckered him to come out and said, and he comes out flipping me off. because he knows I'm recording them.
He knows something's about to go down.
That time, man, the damn bucket of water drops on him. And he gets pissed.
I'm sure.
But what else? Something we did the gym. Oh, me and Mike hid underneath his kitchen table one time and stole his surround sound remote.
Oh my god!
And put it on. We put it on a Spanish Christmas channel or something, music.
Nice.
And we had
My
that shit
favorite.
blasting. And he could not find his remotes, so he would go all out and like look for us outside. And we were under his kitchen table because he's kind of old school, so he had a tablecloth where he couldn't see us. And we were like two little kids just hiding underneath there laughing, because he lived by himself. So we could do shit like that to him. And,
That's funny.
yeah, one night he broke into his house, and he was sleeping in his recliner. Well, we didn't know it, but it was muddy. Well, we knew it was muddy, but we just didn't think about wiping our feet off before we went in.
Oh yeah, so he definitely knew you were in
He
there.
knew every room we went into the next day. He was like, "What are y'all doing in my spare bedroom?"
Yeah.
That's where we stole the remote.
No, so he had to have known.
Well, yeah, I mean, see, he didn't know us. We'd been stole a key to this back door a long time ago.
Oh man.
But we kept acting like we were breaking in through the front door. So he thinks every time he thinks that he had it rigged where we couldn't get in, he would lay $1 in his little foyer area and say, yeah, if you can break in now, that $1 won't be there when I get home from work. So we came up with a plan to get that $1 and leave him a surprise.
Yeah.
So Mike had made a comment that he was going to break in his house and, do what I did at the clinic in his chair.
Oh gosh.
So I kind of took I'm the one who did it because Mike couldn't get home in time to beat Jim there. So I broke in the house and took the $1 and left I used I opened it up, squirted a little something down in it to make it look
Okay.
real.
Okay.
Yeah, put a Kleenex in it and I stuck it in the crack of his chair. Well, we didn't see Jim for like a week, and me and Mike would come home and we'd look at each other and do our hands up. We're like, damn, dude, he ain't come out and hung out with us in a week,
Yeah. Where's he at?
So he knocks on my door, and I look, and Mike's behind him. And Mike's like looking at me like, I don't know. He's like, hey, Junior, come here. So he takes me to his house. And he's like, I had a bag of chips. I went and stopped, and there was a program I've been waiting all week long to watch on TV. And I come home, and I sit down on my chair. He says, and I see the Kleenex hanging out of my crack of my chair, but I didn't think about grabbing. He says, so he's eating his chips. And he thinks to pull that Kleenex out. And then that thing falls out of it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
And he says he starts dry heaving. So he says, so this is what's going to happen to you bastards if you break back into my house. We open up his side door from his garage, and he has now he was an engineer at Bosch.
Oh, cool.
So he's a smart guy. He had a pulley system rigged up to like a .38 revolver pointing at his front door, about the way our genitals would be.
Yeah.
And if we were to open that door up again, it was that revolver was rigged with the pulley system on a chair.
Dude.
To shoot us in nuts.
Serious business. How dare you kids to come back in here?
Man. God, he was mad.
No.
We never told him it was a joke, though.
Yeah. That man went to his grave thinking that you had put splooge all up in his chair.
I'm telling you, man, he was so pissed. We'd sneak around and get him to look for us in the front yard and lock him out. And it'd be like freezing ass cold. He'd watch us through the window, laying on his couch and shit. God, we used to have some good times with that guy.
Man, that's good stuff. Hey, I wanted to real quick. I know we're kind of changing gears here, but I wanted to say a quick shout out to your wife for sending us donuts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead and kick those over here. I'm about to have to grab me one.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna get you one of those because Ben with that cop mustache he has.
Oh gosh.
I knew he was gonna be the first one to dive into them.
I'm a little hesitant because I feel like they're probably full of toothpaste or, oh gosh, who knows. But hey, thanks to Curtis's wife for bringing us a donut. I'm about to holler at one of these things.
Yeah.
So you got any other fun stories from Mr. Jim?
Let's see here. There was one where he made chili. Chili tears my stomach up.
I think it tears all of our stomachs up.
Yeah, chili's bad. I used to have a foreign exchange student from Poland. He begged my mom not to make chili no more because it would tear my stomach up. And I could go into a bunch of crap about him too. He was awesome. But
yeah, I'm noticing a trend here. It seems like everybody is in the belief that your butthole stinks.
Yeah, man. I mean that's the reason why, man. Like it's so hard to just be able to relax in the bathroom at my house because everybody's always like, oh God, he's in the bathroom. And that's like when the girls have somebody spend the night.
Oh no!
I make sure I go in the guest bathroom and blow that thing up one good time to show them. Hey,
Show 'em who's boss.
You got to pay your dues around here.
You got to establish dominance early, man, or else they'll run all over you.
Hey, I'll lay my scent, man. But anyway, I went in Jim's bathroom, and everybody was outside kind of partying and hanging out. I went in Jim's bathroom, man, and I blew ass bad in there.
Oh no!
I mean, it was like there definitely was a heavy cleaning that had to be done on that toilet. But I mean, it was all fun and games until he seen it, and then he wasn't too happy about that. He got pissed off, but he got over it. He was always a good sport. We screwed with him a lot.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that he at least allowed it to happen. I mean, if nothing else, he probably enjoyed having you guys at least have somebody to hang out with.
Well, yeah, he ended up, I think, early on in his life, he ended up getting a heart murmur because he got electrocuted because he, doing electricity. I guess he was an electrician at one point.
Yeah.
And he had a heart murmur or something like that. So he got a taser. That's when we were going around with the taser, tasing each other that time.
Yeah.
And we went to go at Jim Wood. He's like, no, I got a heart murmur, or whatever. He was like, don't do that. So we didn't do it. But he electrocuted us with a hot wire for cattle.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like I'll never forget the day and I got so pissed off. And normally I try to be like one of those don't dish it out if you can't take it.
Right.
But
exactly.
getting electrocuted just pisses you off.
It does, man.
And he rigged a rake. And I don't know why I fell for it, but he had that hot wire on that rake perfectly where you couldn't see it. And he leaned it up against his door. And he asked me to go inside his house and get a glass out. Well, I should have known something was up, especially with a rake on his door. And I went and grabbed that damn thing, and it popped. It felt like it was about to pop my fingernails off. It hurt so damn bad. That's the one I got my mom with the cooler. He rigged that up for my dad's birthday and asked if he could bring it over. So he ended up, I think I got about 4 or 5 people that night with that cooler. It hurt like a bastard, though.
Oh, I'm sure.
But yeah, he was cool, dude, man. He was always that one guy though you could always go to and just hang out with, and he was always so mellow.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, he was a cool dude.
Yeah, my dad actually wants me to talk about we're talking about poop stories and everything. So when I was younger, anytime we would go on a road trip, like you were talking about last time, you go on a trip, your stomach just gets messed up.
Yeah.
And so I would always, on the way back, my stomach would just be in knots. And we would stop somewhere. I'd go to the bathroom. And for some reason, man, I just had this tear for like 3 or 4 years where every time I went to the bathroom, it would stop the toilet up, like on these trips and stuff. So I would get back in the car and just be like, Big Daddy, we got to go. And it was like, why? I was like, I stopped up their toilet. And like they'd be overflowing and stuff. And I'm like 13. I'm not doing anything about that. Like, I'm out of here, guys. You can handle it. And so, I feel bad about that. But there's one time we were on the way back from Canada. We had gone up to see my granddad, my dad's dad. And on the way back, we stopped and, obviously got to stop a bunch on the way back from there. And I stopped up like 3 toilets in a row. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, I feel like something is definitely wrong. But
healthy, huh?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, yeah, my dad wanted to make sure that I threw that in there. And, one thing, it, kind of ties in with that. I just want to thank everybody for listening. Curtis and I thought this was just going to be a goofy thing that we would do and, maybe never see anything from it. But we have a lot of friends and family that have reached out and been like, hey, man, I'm enjoying this.
Oh, yeah. I actually got a call from one of my cousins last night. And they're kind of like, the whole, like, religious point of it all, my side of the family. And I was kind of like, oh, well, when I started hearing, when I seen my one cousin tag her mom, I was like, oh, God, here we go.
Oh, here we go.
But, she ended up said, she said she liked the show or whatever. And, but she said, well, the name is a little, I'm like, well, ain't nothing going to do about that. That's just the name of it.
It's the only one we could get.
Yeah. Well, and hey, that was the whole point of it was, hey, this ain't for kids. Like we got to cater to that. But, it was just one of those things that I think it was fitting. I think you agree it was fitting.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because it's kind of unexpected, and it's real, because we deal with it every day. It's just a fact of life. Yep. Everybody poops.
That's right. Everyone does. And everyone puts up with, shit.
Yeah.
Whether it be in the literal form of it or the just everyday life of it.
Whether you want to or not, you're going to find yourself in it.
Yes, sir.
So, but yeah, thanks, guys. We really appreciate it. I got a ton of emails, which I was kind of surprised about. Who uses email anymore? You nerds, obviously. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I get Snapchats every time we release one. I mean, I literally dropped it. What, like 7 on Friday?
I can't remember what time it was. I know it was. I know it was early.
Yeah, we dropped it at like 7 Friday morning, and 7:45, I started getting Snapchats and text messages like, "Oh, hey, I listened to this on the way to work." And guys, that outpouring of love is incredible.
Yeah,
So
it has been. It has been cool, man. Because, like I said, everybody I've talked to so far has enjoyed it. I mean, I guess. Hey, I'm glad no one that didn't like it hadn't said nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things, you put yourself out there when you do something like this, and it's a big chance you take, because, it's kind of like, oh, well, why do you think you should be doing that? Or, what I'm saying? You always get those people who are, like, just bitter about life, and they're like, oh, why do you think you should be? Well, hell, you go do it then, I mean?
Right, exactly.
It's just a way of getting out and having fun.
Yeah, if you don't like it, we've already told you. We bought a third mic. We've had some guests on. We know how to do it now. Come on out here and complain to us in person.
Or your phones have this cool little feature where you can just scroll past that shit and
right.
don't worry about it. Don't listen to it. Yeah.
Curtis, are you telling me that you can just not listen to the podcast?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
I mean, it's awesome how advanced these phones have
become.
become.
Oh my gosh, technology has come so far.
Yeah, man.
Well, hey, I want to get into some good shit real quick.
All right.
That's one of my favorite segments. There's so much good stuff going on in the midst of this In the Shit podcast. There is still great stuff, so we need to talk about it. This one is actually having to do with Grandma. So she sent us an email.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, talk about big time. So Grandma is the first sponsor, I guess. I used my birthday money to buy this microphone here. And she says, listen to episode 3 this afternoon. I had tears rolling down my cheeks during the part where you were talking about Aunt E. You were so right. She's an amazing woman. She really is, man. And y'all are doing an awesome job with your podcast. Funny stuff and really good stuff as well. Notice how she says stuff.
Yeah.
Because she's a sweetheart. And she said, you and Curtis make a good pair. Oh.
I mean, thanks, Grandma, for your acceptance.
Keep up the good work. So, yeah, thanks, Grandma. And you are the subject of today's good shit segment. So, my grandma has long since been a huge proponent for animal rescues. She's always been in it, even before it was cool. She runs so she'll go and get dogs and run legs of rescues. So the way it works is, certain dogs do better in different areas, and different rescues will use transports to get them there. So the way it works is you pick a leg. One time I went over to Tupelo, Mississippi, picked up a dog, ran them to Atlanta, and came home. If you ain't got anything else to do, it's a good way to get in and help. And in my little car at the time, did not cost a whole lot of money, so I could help out in that way. And, I foster dogs and stuff, but she has done so much more. She does agility training with her dogs. And so, you ever see on like the...
Westminster or something?
Yeah, but instead of them just doing the show, they jump through the hoops and stuff or through the gates, and they run up the hoses and everything and on the seesaws. She does that, and she's really good at it. She's won a ton of national competitions. And so every time we go to her house for Thanksgiving, it's like there's the wall where me and the Beast are on, and then there's the wall where my cousins are on. And, we've got a couple pictures over there. And then you go in the dining room, and the walls, she has lattice, from outside, Rose Gardens and stuff.
Yeah.
She has lattice in her entire dining room, and it's full of trophies and ribbons.
Nice.
And I know it's like, good Lord, how many of these are you going to get? And she's like, well, I guess I'm going to get all of them. So she's such a cool lady, though. It's fun to watch her do her stuff, too. She's, and Grandma, I hate to say it, but she's no spring chicken, but she's out there running hard. And now she's teaching. She has her own school and everything, and she teaches people out there. So if you're interested in dog agility training and you're in the Central Alabama area, you ought to hit her up. I don't know if I should put her business out there just yet. She may not want that talked about on here, but email me intheshit69@gmail.com and I'll pass your information over. But
yeah, it'd be the best way to kind of keep it, until she gives the blessing of it. And,
the blessing.
The blessing of it.
So she normally has collies, which those
Like
dogs
Lassie?
are, yeah, just like Lassie.
Okay.
So she at any point in time will have 2 or 3, and sometimes up to 5, 6, and 7. And so she works with the Collie Rescue, and it's really cool, man. Hey guys, anybody that is interested in rescuing dogs or fostering dogs or anything to help with that, let me know, because I'll get you hooked up. I worked with a really awesome rescue in Tuscaloosa, and actually have on the books to interview a girl that works with them too. So yeah, let me know. That's something that's near and dear to my heart. And until everybody's got a warm little home, there's gonna be a lot of work to do. So, I don't know how you feel about animals, but
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big dog person. Cats I'm allergic to, but I mean, as far as dogs go, I've always had a dog.
yeah,
and I mean, I like Dachshunds have always been my thing. Like I love Dachshunds, man. I've had them for years. But I'm actually that's my good shit coming. I'm getting a dog tomorrow.
really,
Well, the mother-in-law is coming in town, and she's bringing. She had a fiance, and he passed away not so long ago. Well, he
man,
had
I
a
hate to hear
dog.
that.
Yeah, he's a cool dude, but he had a dog that he had trained. I mean, he taught this dog all kinds of well-behaved dog. He's a bigger dog.
Yeah,
I can't tell you what he is. He's kind of a mix of everything, I think, but he's
that's
cool.
the best kind.
Yeah, he's a cool dog. Like I didn't want him to come because I wanted a smaller dog again.
Right.
But then they brought him up, and then I'm like, I ain't gonna like that dog, so I don't even have that dog come near me. Well, the dog, I guess, misses male companionship because he was always used to hanging out with her fiance, and I ended up like falling in love with the dog.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, and I was like, God, I hate this, but the dog was cool, man, and he rode with me in my truck one day, and it was kind of like, every
I
time
love it.
yeah, I mean, it was like a dream come true. So he went back for a little while, but he's coming back tomorrow to stay with us. And I'm excited about that because, I mean, he was a cool-ass dog.
Yeah, I love those memes where it's like the one picture of a dad's like, we're not getting a dog. And then the next picture is them like riding a jet ski together.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, I mean, dogs they've always been a lot of fun to me. I mean, I've had a dog my whole life, whether I was a kid or as an adult. And good companionship. The one I have now is a little Dachshund named Bo. And when I had the corona, like, he stuck by my side the whole time.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, because, I mean, you're quarantined from the rest of your family. You're all lonely.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But then I look down and old Bo's just sitting there chilling with me in the bed and stuff. I'm like, man,
Your little extendo runt.
you get much love for sticking by me doing this, dude.
Oh, good boy.
You know, lie, man. It was cool.
Yeah, my mom, when I was growing up, she wanted Great Danes.
Oh.
So we had these house horses just roaming around the
Oh,
house. Yeah. And we had one that was just a monster. And his name was Jack.
Mm-hmm.
We had him, and then we had one that was smaller. We named Daxter. So it was Jack and Daxter, like the video game.
Yeah.
And I remember we had just moved into our new house after our house burned, and we had this big party. We always threw big 4th of July parties and everything. So everybody's here. And like all my friends from Scouts, their parents came over, and so I got to hang out with all my buddies. Well, so this dog had gotten into the food earlier. He got into some stuff we threw away, so his stomach was messed up. We didn't know it at the time, and his way of alerting us to that, he walked to the middle of the living room where everyone is gathered around talking and had explosive diarrhea all over the living room. And so one of my best friend's mom, I can't really say anybody's names, but yeah, she'll know if she's listening. She was the most prim and proper lady, like just the nicest, perfect kindergarten teacher. And so this was very weird for everyone, but then she just stands up, points at the dog's ass, and says, "Shit, shit." And I remember, like, all the kids, I mean, record scratch. Like, the wall had been broken, and this kid, like I said, perfect little kindergarten teacher lady has said a bad word, and we are all mortified. But yeah, if you can't deal with big dookies, don't get a big dog. That's for sure.
Oh, I can only imagine, man. God knows something that big. I mean, that's a lot of shit.
Yeah, they're big. They're big animals, man. Like, and you don't even really realize how big they are until you got to clean up one of their doo-doos.
Oh, see, that's how shit in the purse started. But my buddy Mike had what was it? It's like an American pit. He's bigger,
American Bulldog?
Yeah, but they look like a pit, but they're like a lot
Yeah, they
more
got big old
beefier.
square heads.
Yeah, they're a lot more beefier than your regular pit bull. Well, he had one, and that's where we got the shit from.
Oh my
And
god!
his wife lived in the
I
backyard.
meant to ask you where that came from.
Well, yeah, okay. So when it first started, he had that dog, and his wife's in the backyard that night. We were drunk, and she said, "What the hell are y'all doing back here, flashlights?" He's like, "Don't worry, honey. We're just looking for shit." And she's
Don't
like, "What?"
you worry about it.
Yeah, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna put this shit in his purse." And she's like, "Jesus," She walks
What
off.
are y'all doing out
Yeah,
there?
she walked off, man. Like, y'all are weirdos. Well, then he got rid of the dog. So then we had to improvise.
Yeah.
So we had to.
Gee, I wonder how you guys improvised.
Well, it first involved, one person hold the purse up to the other person's ass.
Yeah, who had to squat over the bag?
Yeah. And but then that didn't work out too good because everybody kept getting stage fright. And whoever had to go at that time would just go around the corner. But the problem was, someone opened the purse up. I had a party. It was all guys though. It was all, it was all my brother, some buddies. It was all guys. Well, somebody, and I cooked the beef thing on the grill,
Yeah.
We were hanging out my driveway. Well, someone opened the purse up in my driveway.
Why?
There was about 8 piles of puke in the driveway, man. It was funny. And, my ex-wife, she came out and she just looks over and she gags, because, there's puke everywhere. And
yeah,
it smells
sure.
like fresh shit. So it was pretty gross, but, we had a good time afterwards.
Well, that's super gross. Now that I'm good and queasy, I guess now is a good time to end. We're at 31 minutes here. So, Curtis, thanks for your time, man. Guys, again, we appreciate y'all listening. If you've got any good shit you want to talk about, if you got anything else, questions, comments, anything, make sure to email us, intheshit69@gmail.com. And, again, thanks for joining us. I'm Judson Miller.
Curtis Burbage.